keeps going out on me. All right, David, prediction: Liverpool, Man U.
Yeah, Liverpool is going to crush Man United 5-0. And this is if
5.
Liverpool stops trying and Man United parks the bus. If Man United doesn't park the bus, 7-0. But
7.
5-0, 5-0 is the good prediction, is the reasonable prediction.
Reasonable. Okay, so I'm gonna go one down. I'm gonna say 4-0, but Darwin Nunez gets a hat trick.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna say that much. He's gonna get his goals that game. All right, let's move on to La Liga here. So we're gonna start out with Atletico versus Villarreal. Dave, you want to talk that a little bit?
Yeah, let's take this away. So at the beginning of the season, I said, "Hey, Atletico is not going to play like this the rest of the season. They're not going to be as expansive and attacking. It's not going to occur." And what did they do? They came into this game with three at the back, a 3-1-4-2 basically, and they tried being attacking and they got wrecked. Like they couldn't finish it, they couldn't put it away, and they got frustrated. And Villarreal played like the red card that they forced Atletico to get. It was some kind of cheeky, underhanded stuff,
Yeah,
but it was Atletico
cheeky
getting
backhand.
frustrated. Yeah, a little cheeky. Uh, Atletico needs to. They got opened up. They were running a different system. So instead of being in two banks of four, they didn't know what positions to be in, and they got cut open time and time again. They got unlucky a couple times, but it's just to me that's just a sign of like pressuring Diego Simeone, saying, "Hey, look, you can't play 4-4-2 forever. It can't you can't park the bus forever." Because he hasn't gotten nearly as close as he needs to in the Champions League or La Liga, and so this is a continuation of Atletico's experimentation and their failure under Simeone.
Hmm.
Well, no,
And let me say this real quick because I said failure under Simeone. I don't want that to be your last words. My last words. Simeone has done wonders for Atletico. He has lifted them out from being a team that does nothing to such magnificence that Atletico fans don't even know. But it's a failure to evolve. That's what I should say. Failure to evolve.
I was gonna say because he won La Liga a couple of years ago,
Hmm.
so he's not a failure. Like you said, he brought him out of in the shadows of Real Madrid to now being a top three and pressuring Real Madrid in that city. So yeah, I agree with you. Maybe he has to move on from the 4-4-2, but some coaches, I mean, there's ones in the Bundesliga. That's all they'll play a 4-2-3-1, but they win. I mean, if that's what he knows, then let him play his style because it's winning for them. And you try to make a coach change. Sometimes it works, but a lot of times it fails.
The problem is that Simeone is paid incredible amounts of money, and he has spent incredible amounts of money on players that, if they were anywhere else, would be doing incredible things. João Felix is a wonderkind. He is an incredible player. Marco Llorente, incredible player. I just think that the expectations are higher than they should be now. It's just mostly the growth of expectations to change the system to become something different. I agree, and also that like you forget that like over the years they've lost the players that are truly Atletico to the core, that truly represent Atletico. You don't remember Gabby probably, but a lot of these players represented Atletico and kind of helped.
Yeah,
Real
go ahead. Go
Madrid
ahead.
was it what was the score?
4-1
It ended up
against
being 4-1.
Celta Vigo.
Yeah, that was a deceptive score line because Real Madrid they they counterattacked really well, but other than that, they had about 50 guys. So they had some younger guys. It was really nice, but they're not. You have to beat Celta Vigo. Celta Vigo, for all the like being a solid team they are, isn't a top five team. It's not, they're not there. Real Madrid should beat them every time, and the fact that they're struggling, the fact like maybe I'm seeing my predictions
Yeah.
because I said that Real Madrid was going to have trouble with integrating these players, and the fact that they're still relying on Cruz and Modric. But I think that they are struggling, and they're going to struggle more until they figure it out.
All right. All right. Let's keep it moving. Barcelona. Lewandowski got his first first double of the season and first, I guess, first goal on his birthday with Barcelona. Within, was it like 8 seconds or something like that of the game? So it was cool.
The thing that made me sad was that if you look at all the players that Barcelona purchased, they were all running there. There was like Ferran Torres, who they caught from Man City. They had so many expensive players, and they're still not being punished for it. In fact, they're being rewarded because Real Sociedad, who is difficult to play against, like Barcelona and Real Sociedad have a history, but they couldn't hold it. Barcelona didn't look like Barcelona of old, so they're still missing out. But just having players like Lewandowski let them tap in some goals.
Yep. So we'll see how many Lewandowski gets this year with Barcelona. I guess the real question is, and Charles, you can attest to this, is how many he will get in the Champions League. So
yeah, league.
Real question.
Well, even the Champions League, he does well in the group stage because you're playing lesser quality Champions League teams. Where Lewandowski struggles is when you start hitting the big boys. When he's going to start playing now with Barcelona, he's going to start playing the Bayern Munichs and the Man Cities and the Real Madrids and the PSGs. He goes away, and I don't know if it's because teams start double teaming him, triple teaming him, but he fades when it comes to the big boys. He'll get his goals in the league and he'll get his goals in the group stage. But when it comes to, like I said, knockout, that's where he's going to start struggling. But we'll see. He's on a different club and has different supporting cast. Maybe that'll change. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see how he's up against Real Madrid and El Clasico, and then Atletico.
There you go. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Bundesliga. So first game we're going to talk about is Union Berlin versus Leipzig.
Okay.
Charles, you want to talk this piece real quick?
Yeah. Union Berlin, they were good last year. And I expected them to be somewhat similar as last year, 6, 7-ish. Right now they're sitting third, and they're looking really, really good. They're a team that scares a lot of people in the Bundesliga. And I guess there's Jordan, who's a U.S. international. I guess he on the team. He scored today. He in the 32nd minute to get it going. But I like Union Berlin, or they say Union Berlin as they're called in Germany. They play great defense. They have a great attack, and they can score goals. And they're a team that I don't think anybody in the Bundesliga really wants to see right now. Except for maybe Bayern, because I don't think Bayern's scared of anybody. But I'm kind of looking forward to that game. I want to see how Union comes out and plays Bayern, if they're going to sit back or if they're going to play that attacking football that they have been, like they did against Leipzig. And they really look like today. They look like the better club. Yesterday, they look like they were better than Leipzig, and Leipzig's supposed to be like quote unquote right behind Bayern for second place this year. Everybody was kind of predicting, and
top 3.
and they did not look like a top 3 club playing Union. So I'm very impressed with them. That was a great game by them.
Yeah, I'm concerned with Leipzig, even though they got Werner back. It still doesn't seem like their back line is together.
No,
things aren't just clicking with them as they should be.
No, you're right. Their back line is weak, especially since they last year lost Sabitzer to Bayern. There goes their defensive mid area. They're gonna have to get it together. Yeah, Werner coming over. He's gonna get his goals, but I agree with you. They're missing something. They're not the caliber of the Leipzig they were in the past.
Yeah. All right. Next game we're gonna look at is Dortmund versus Werder Bremen.
Dortmund versus Werder Bremen.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was an unexpected game.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Werder Bremen, as most people know, they just got promoted back to the Bundesliga this year from to Bundesliga, and they shouldn't even be in the caliber of Dortmund right now. And it was kind of back and forth. Dortmund scored late in the first half, right before halftime,
That was an
to go
amazing goal
up.
by Brandt, by the way.
Oh gosh,
Outside the box. That was a good goal.
That was a blast. That was awesome. And then they scored another one later, made it 2-0. Everybody thought, okay, game's over. Dortmund's cruising. And then out of nowhere, this has never happened before in the Bundesliga. 3 goals in 89th minute later. Amazing. And one of them was fantastic goal to help Werder Bremen. I don't know what else to say. It was a classic. It was a fun game to watch when everybody thought, okay, give 3 points to Dortmund, it's over. And it was at Dortmund. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
Werder Bremen was on the road, and so I love that game. That was great. Raymond, do you have anything on that?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Most of my comments.
It was just an epic collapse, and
there it is.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's right, and like I said, we talked about this. I think the last 2 shows. What's wrong with the Bundesliga? And Bayern just goes and plays their game. They don't do anything different. They go out and they take care of business. The reason nobody challenges Bayern is what happened this weekend. Dortmund and Leipzig are not beating the teams they're supposed to beat to challenge Bayern. And Bayern just plays and beats the teams they're supposed to beat. Bremen was a promoted team. There's no way at Dortmund that Bremen should have won this game. And this happened last year. Dortmund was in first place at the winter break. They came out of the winter break last year, and they had 2 draws and 2 losses. Bayern said, thank you very much. We're running with this, because they went undefeated 9 straight. And hello, won another, their 10th in a row. And this is the reason why, because Dortmund and Leipzig and Mönchengladbach, the teams that are supposed to be challenging Bayern, lay eggs when they shouldn't. And that's the problem with the Bundesliga is, we mentioned it. The Bundesliga, with the exception of Bayern, is pretty much equal. Anybody can beat anybody on any given day, and it showed this weekend again. And Bayern's like, except for us.
Yeah.
And that's why nobody's challenging.
Yeah, I think that's just a quick sidebar on this. I think that's like the difference, or probably the only difference holding up the Bundesliga from competing with EPL is it's not against Bayern, but it is Bayern. Because that's how the EPL is. Like, you go into a game and you expect Man City to crush Newcastle, and then Newcastle almost win. So I mean, the EPL is the same way, but it's every single team is like not per se on the same level, but have the same chance every single game. And so
Yeah.
I don't know what the Bundesliga needs to do to make that happen, but something needs to change.
Yeah,
something keep competing.
And I know that stupid article this week about does the Bundesliga need a playoff? Playoffs is the stupidest thing ever. Look at the MLS, crappy league. They got playoffs. Nobody cares. Playoffs is the last thing Europe needs. Stay away from playoffs. It's stupid. Plus, Bayern's going to win the playoffs anyway, so who cares?
And
it's an internal problem with the other teams.
I'm gonna clip that and make a 30-second video and just title it "MLS sucks because of playoffs." Post them.
No, I hate playoffs. I mean, it takes away from the regular season, but that's another topic.
See how many views we get on that one.
Yeah. No, you have a great point though, Charles. Like, what's the point of the regular season if it just gives you a slight advantage at the end of the season? Okay, great.
Yeah.
Much. All right. Speaking of Bayern, they won against Bochum 7-0.
Yeah.
Mane
It was a
scoring again, so
And I think they were ready for this game because even though they're considered a lower team, last year Bochum actually beat Bayern,
yeah.
and they scored 4 goals on Bayern, and so I think this is kind of a we don't want to be embarrassed again. This is a team we should beat. We didn't last year, and I think Nagelsmann had them prepared. And again, we had 7 goals, and we had 5 different goal scorers. So they're not missing Lewandowski. I think they're actually more potent without
Oh yeah,
Lewandowski.
I think so too.
Now there's no pressure to feed him the ball all the time, and more players like Sane and Nabry, and now Mane on the team, Kimmich, all these
Delict got his
guys.
first goal this game,
Yeah, yep, exactly.
so got a header.
They're all loose and saying, you know what, I can shoot. I don't have to feel pressured to pass the ball to Lewandowski every time. I
Look,
can go for it myself.
it's also this new style they're playing.
Mhm.
Yes.
The style they're playing very much fits having two very good forwards up top, not just one Lewandowski.
Yes, exactly. He's playing I mean, on the screen when you say it, it always shows up 4-4-2, but the lineup is a 4-2-2-2. And
Yeah.
however Nagelsmann's making that work, everybody has free flow, and everybody's in the attack, and everybody's in the defense. And right now, it's early, but right now it's working for him. And the other thing with Bayern is Nagelsmann, he talked about it this week in an interview. Last year, he was criticized for too much rotation and too much messing around with the formations. Now he's being criticized of not as much. And we paid for these 2 guys from Ajax, and they haven't played a minute yet. They're sitting on the bench. And he said they're going to get their time, but they need to, work harder and, to work their way into the. And so now he's being criticized for totally opposite, sticking with the same
Honestly,
program and the same players each time. So,
ho-
it's funny.
honestly, like this is like game week 3 assessment here, but with the style that Bayern is playing, like they're gonna compete really hard with the styles of play of like Man City and Liverpool. So
Yes.
it's gonna be like very exciting to see if they pull them like in the knockout rounds, like a EPL team.
Yes.
So
And
or group stage.
Yeah.
that if Bayern pulls Liverpool, that Sane is going to score, or Mane is
Oh,
going
yeah.
to score. So
Oh, yeah.
therefore, you got
Well,
yourself a free goal
maybe,
right there.
and maybe that's why he's doing what he's doing this year, and it's clicking fast because he's under pressure. Not under pressure to win the league like most managers are, but the board came in and says, you know what, a round of 16 is unacceptable,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's
Yep.
Champions League. Really, his career,
Bust.
really any manager going to Bayern right now, your career is Champions League or nothing.
Yep.
We want Champions League trophies.
You mentioned beforehand that they wanted to be seen with Real Madrid in the same category of this is our competition. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, they want to be mentioned, and when you think Champions League, everybody thinks Real Madrid. That's the Bayern board mentality. When you say Champions League, they want Real Madrid, Bayern. That's what they want to be the Champions League to be known by, and so that's the goal. We know we can win the league pretty much every year. It's Champions League or bust for any manager coming to Bayern Munich right now. So
yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Like I'm excited for Erling Haaland in Man City. I see Liverpool like degrading a little bit. Um, and then it's the same thing. Like Barcelona's up in the air. Real Madrid, I can see him degrading too. But
never Real Madrid out of Champions.
I
No
know.
matter what they do in La Liga, never ever count them out.
That's the thing because
the team to beat, in my opinion.
Because I think that's only because of last season, in my opinion. Because Barcelona and Real Madrid before last season, like they've been going downhill for the last like 3 years, and everybody could see it. And all of a sudden, Real Madrid just come out of nowhere and pull three overtime wins, or extra time wins, that's what I'm looking for,
wins.
in the Champions League against EPL teams. And it's like, where'd that come from? So I mean, I don't know. Bayern for right now, for me, are the favorites for the Champions League, just because of one, their transfer market, two, they switch the style of play because of the transfer market, and three, they're already dominating like everything. So,
Well, I'd like to agree with you, but I mean, to me, you're right. The way they're playing, it looks like possibly another special year, like in 2020. But Nagelsmann has to prove himself. Yes, he took Leipzig to the semifinals in 2020, but then with Bayern laid an egg last year, and so Nagelsmann has to prove it to the ownership, or to the board has to prove it to the fans, and we'll see. Right now, I'd want to say you're right. I think Liverpool took a step down this year, but we don't know. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. You never know. And they always seem to, just like Real Madrid, they always seem to step it up in the Champions League. So you never know about them. Klopp is a wonderful manager. Last year I said it, and this year I think Man City's the team to beat, and they always let me down. I don't know what it is with Guardiola and Champions League. Yes, everybody still praises him for what he did at Barcelona years ago. 14 trophies, dominated Champions League, but then he had Messi. He was new. Nobody knew his style. Now pretty much everybody plays a similar game or style as him. I think that's what's making it harder. That's why he couldn't win it at Bayern. That's why he hasn't won it so far at Man City. I'd like to say he's the favorite, but he always, I don't want to say chokes, but disappoints.
Yeah.
When it comes to either the round of quarterfinals or the semifinals. So, but then again, I'd like to say again, München is there, Bayern's there, but Nagelsmann has to prove it because he hasn't proved anything yet, really.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. We're gonna quickly go around and go with closing comments. Starting with David.
I love this. I think that we need to remember that the Italian curse is going to get passed around from manager to manager, and we got to find out what's going on. So watch out for Antonio Conte, everyone. I agree with Ray. In all reality, I am so excited to have soccer back. This is fantastic. Let's just keep up the energy, and this is great stuff. So thank you.
All right, Charles, closing comments.
Like you said, we're only depending on the league, 2 to 3 games into the season. But all I gotta say right now is, wow! Some of the games we've already had, some of these fixtures, is like today, Newcastle, Man City, last week, Tottenham, Chelsea. I mean, wow! It's gonna be a great season, and I'm looking forward to the rest. I know we didn't tip on Serie A today. Not much happened. We'll see, going forward. Except Atalanta did take the early lead and then let AC Milan back in. They draw 1-1 today. So that kind of damages points a little bit. After Napoli, who I predicted to be 4th or even 5th or 6th, is in first place. They're undefeated, and they're actually putting lots of points on the board in the first 2 games. So we'll see how it goes going forward. They're looking really, really well. But like I said, wow is the only thing I can say. It's been a great season, but I'm looking for the rest.
All right. Is Ray there, or he stepped out?
No, he's out.
He's out. Okay. Yeah, my closing comments, obviously mainly about Chelsea. Like I said in the chat, we got work to do. Honestly, I think some of it was from residue from the Tottenham game last weekend. That we're still salty about that, and so going into this one, we weren't really prepared for it. We're just like, okay, let's just go there, do business. Wasn't ready for the heat that Leeds were bringing, or the intensity, not the heat, the intensity, because they were pressing us high the entire game, and we could not deal with it. So yeah, Chelsea has some work to do. and we'll see if Tuchel can make some changes in a couple of weeks. So, all right, guys, thanks for joining. You know what to do. Hit subscribe, YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Like the videos. Like the page. And we'll see you guys next time.